In a tense and high-profile diplomatic engagement at the White House on Wednesday, Democratic Alliance leader and Minister of Agriculture John Steenhuisen defended South Africa's government of national unity, explaining that the coalition was formed to safeguard the nation's stability and prevent radical elements, specifically the Economic Freedom Fighters and Umkhonto we Sizwe Party, from entering the government. The South African delegation, led by Cyril Ramaphosa, met with the U.S. President Donald Trump amid heightened tensions over land reform, farmer safety, and race relations in South Africa. The meeting, closely watched by global media, quickly turned combative as Trump accused the South African government of facilitating the seizure of land from white farmers without compensation, allegations the South African government has consistently denied. Trump said, "You have laws that were passed that give you the right to confiscate land with no payment. You are taking people's land away, and those people in many cases are being executed. They happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers." In a composed rebuttal, Ramaphosa asserted that South Africa's constitution protects private land ownership while also providing a legal framework to redress the deep-seated inequalities of apartheid-era land dispossession. And South Africa remains committed to the rule of law, emphasizing the need for continued dialogue and cooperation with international partners. As the discussion intensified, White House officials played video footage of EFF leader Julius Malema chanting "Kill the Boer" song and Umkhonto we Sizwe Party members demanding land redistribution. Steenhuisen, responding directly, clarified the DA's motivations for joining the government of national unity and the dangers posed by extremist rhetoric, and said the individuals in those videos are leaders of minority opposition parties, Mr. Malema of the EFF and Mr. Zuma of the MK. The reason the DA, which has been in opposition for 30 years, chose to join hands with President Ramaphosa's ANC is precisely to prevent those voices from dictating our future. He went on to warn against the implications of radical elements gaining power, and said we cannot have those people sitting in the union buildings making decisions that could dismantle the foundation of our democracy. This GNU is about preserving South Africa's constitutional order, growing our economy, and ensuring inclusive safety for all citizens. While acknowledging the country's serious crime issues, Steenhuisen rejected the notion that violence is racially targeted. Safety is a national crisis affecting all South Africans, black and white, urban and rural. Our farmers, commercial and smallholder alike, are committed to staying and building the country, but they need security and support. The meeting underscored growing diplomatic strain between Pretoria and Washington during Trump's second term, which has been marked by sharp criticism of South Africa's domestic policies. Relations sought further after the U.S. administration cut HIV and AIDS funding earlier this year, and more recently when Washington granted a refugee status to 49 white South Africans, citing racial persecution, a claim the South African government firmly rejects. Trump, speaking candidly to the media, said, "We've had a tremendous number of people, especially white farmers, fleeing South Africa. It's a very sad thing to see. We are going to talk about it." Despite the confrontation tone, both leaders confirmed that bilateral trade remains a key item on the agenda. However, Wednesday's session was dominated by thorny issues of race, security, and political radicalism in South Africa. The Economic Freedom Fighters reacted after the meeting between US President Donald Trump and Ramaphosa. They took to their social media and posted a statement that reads as follows: EFF statement on joint press briefing by Cyril Ramaphosa and Donald Trump regarding conditions in South Africa, and CIC Julius Malema. Economic Freedom Fighters has taken note of the press briefing held jointly by the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. The meeting, which came under the pretext of discussing diplomatic, trade, and economic relations, ended up being a discussion about the President and Commander-in-Chief of the EFF, Julius Malema, and his correct and principled position regarding the return of the land to African people and the return of the means of production into the hands of the African majority. In what comes as no surprise, Cyril Ramaphosa and his delegation, which was consulted by the likes of Stellenbosch, racist billionaire Johan Rupert, Donald Trump's golfing buddy Annie Ellis, and Minister of Agriculture and leader of the racist Democratic Alliance John Steenhuisen, was in interaction dominated by white privileged men who have amassed wealth at the expense of the African people, who spent a majority of the time expressing their hatred of the EFF and its leader Julius Malema. Trump proceeded to play numerous clips of the parliament of the EFF wherein our leader spoke correctly about the unequal distribution of the land in South Africa and sang the chant "Kill the Boer, kill the farmer," which is a song that expresses the desire to destroy the system of white minority control over the resources of South Africa. This liberation chant was considered as part of African heritage by the Equality Court, which also said that the song could not be interpreted literally. The Supreme Court of Appeal and Constitutional Court of South Africa then rectified this decision. In an act of cowardice, Cyril Ramaphosa blatantly denounced the rulings of the courts of the country he is a president of, and this was then followed by insults from John Steenhuisen, who then confirmed that they reached a pact with the African National Congress to keep the EFF out of power. This pact was a clear collusion to prevent genuine transformation in South Africa. Additionally, the meeting between Ramaphosa and Trump has led to inadvertent confirmation of the consolidation of the 2024 alliance between white minority capital and the neoliberal and counter-revolutionary ANC. Johan Rupert then followed, identifying the CIC Julius Malema as his enemy for over 10 years, and then citing their relationship since Julius Malema's days in the once vibrant ANC Youth League. The true intentions of the meeting were then revealed as Rupert went on to lobby for the allowing of Elon Musk's Starlink to operate in South Africa. The dominance of white male voices in the entire interaction proves and vindicates the EFF that the delegation was one that sought to make assurance to Trump that the transformation agenda of South Africa is one that can be compromised on upon negotiation. All the utterances by Ramaphosa's delegation point to a devious plot to rekindle relations with the maniacal Trump administration by sacrificing our sovereignty at the altar of convenience. The South African delegation was at pains to explain how they have no interest in redressing the unequal patterns of land ownership in South Africa using what is now constitutionally provisioned as nil compensation through the Expropriation Act. The entire delegation failed dismally at countering the false narrative of white genocide. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.